Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Janelle Slade.
And I'm Russ Riesinger. It's being called a virtual roadmap to the opioid crisis. And tonight we track it to Montana communities.
For the first time, we're learning just how many prescribed opioids are ending up in the hands of Montanans, and the numbers might surprise you.
A database that tracks every single painkiller sold in the U.S. just went public.
It shows the flow from drug companies to distributors to pharmacies and then to people all across the U.S. A Washington Post analysis calls the database a virtual roadmap to the opioid crisis. Now, that database details 380 million transactions.
It shows how a few companies were behind the vast majority of pills, and companies like Walgreens sold 13 billion opioid pills between 2006 and 2012.
And the new numbers show pharmacies across Yellowstone County, with two of Montana's largest hospitals, have distributed the most pills across the state.
Q2's Andrea Lute spent some time sifting through that data today, and tonight breaks down those numbers. Andrea?
Well, this data tracks over a 6-year span, tracking the shipments of hydros and oxys. And in that time, Montana handed out 245 million opioids in our state. That's more than our neighboring states of Wyoming, Idaho, and North Dakota. And the research could shed some light on Montana's overdose deaths. Well, the CDC says Montana hasn't seen an increase in overdose death rates in recent years. Montana's State Health Organization says for every 100 Montanans, there's 83 painkillers prescribed every single year. So we took a look also at the data from our 7 largest counties. Yellowstone seeing 38 million opioid pills move into patients' hands. That's followed by Flathead County with 32 million. Missoula County had 29, Cascade 24 million. Then came Lewis and Clark County with 15 million. Gallatin County had 13 million and Butte-Silverboe with 11 million. And here's where things get interesting. Although Yellowstone County had the most pills, it was a pharmacy in Kalispell that handed out the highest number of prescriptions with 4.1 million opioids. So that's compared to Billings in the Walmart. In the pharmacy at the Walmart, where 2.9 million pills were handed out. You can find all of the data. It's on our website. Just head over to ktvq.com. Russ and Janelle.
All right. Thank you, Andrea.
An Arizona man caught in Billings with a suitcase full of methamphetamine will spend 10 years in federal prison.
30-year-old Aldo Pardini sentenced today in federal court in Billings for possession and intent to distribute 34 pounds of methamphetamine he bought from Mexico. Now, 34 pounds of meth is equivalent to about 123 doses and has an estimated street value of $1.54 million.
123,000 doses, $1.54 million, yes. A press release from U.S. Attorney Kurt Alme states authorities seized the suitcase, Pardini, and 2 other men at a Billings hotel in July of 2018. Now, the other 2 men were convicted and each sentenced to about 5 years in federal prison.
And 38-year-old Joe Roy Michael of Huntley has been sentenced to federal prison for 12 years after pleading guilty to conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute meth.
It all began with a traffic stop in June of last year when Michael and another man were pulled over and a drug dog detected heroin. According to U.S. Attorney Kurt Alme, investigators then learned from multiple sources that the 2 were also selling large amounts of meth in Billings, importing several hundred pounds from California.
Investigators say Michael had meth and a pistol on him when he was arrested in Townsend last September. The other man in the case, Joshua Claus, was sentenced in April to 15 years in prison for his conviction.
A Missoula man convicted and sentenced to 70 years in prison for killing a German foreign exchange student 5 years ago wants a retrial. Arguments were heard today in Missoula for Marcus Karma, who says his attorneys failed to provide effective counsel. His new legal counsel claims previous attorneys did not establish Karma's use of deadly force as a self-defense. Now, Karma claimed that he shot the 17-year-old out of self-defense when the student trespassed in his garage. Prosecutors say Karma lured the boy to his home to kill. Now, the judge will now take the arguments under advisement with no time limit to decide the matter.
A Billings spa operator admits he brought a woman from Nevada to Billings to provide commercial sex at his business. 61-year-old Scott Petrie pleaded guilty to illegal commercial sex services today in federal court. He was arrested for operating what police call a prostitution ring at his 2 spas, King Spa and A Spa. Police say Petrie used his debit card to buy a bus ticket for a woman to travel from Las Vegas to Billings to perform sex acts, including intercourse at the spas in Billings. He faces a maximum of 10 years in prison.
Well, Governor Steve Bullock found out last night he officially made the next DNC presidential debate stage, and tonight he learned who he's sharing it with. Governor Bullock will debate the first night, Tuesday, July 30th. He will face off against Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg, thank you, Beto O'Rourke, Amy Klobuchar, Marianne Williamson, John Delaney, John Hickenlooper, and Tim Ryan.
Now, the other 10 candidates will take the stage on July 31st. There were 3 distinct draws based on polling, one to divide the bottom 10 candidates, one to divide the middle 6 candidates, and one to divide the top 4 candidates.
A bill to raise the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour is now headed for the Senate. The House passed it today. $15 an hour would give minimum wage workers an extra $15,000 per year. Democrats say a wage increase is overdue. The last one was in 2009. Republicans say it will kill jobs. If the bill does pass the Republican majority Senate, President Trump would also have to sign it into law. As of January 1st, Montana's minimum wage is $8.50. Our neighboring states of Idaho, Wyoming, and North Dakota sit at the national minimum of $7.25.
Well, questioning people's patriotism seems common today. A recent Gallup poll asked what's the biggest issue facing the United States, and more people said immigration than any other topic.
Yes, emotions from different sides run high. But today in the federal courthouse here in Billings, a different emotion filled the room. Q2's Jenny Fick was there.
Republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our heartfelt congratulations to all new citizens. I'm so honored to have the privilege of presiding over this occasion.
There was not an empty seat to be found in the courtroom of Thursday's naturalization ceremony.
It's all done.
35 citizen candidates from 15 different countries made it official.
I met my husband in Peru. He was a Peace Corps volunteer.
I came from Latvia, Eastern Europe.
Following the oath of allegiance, voter registration forms and assistance were on hand to make sure new citizens had the ability to utilize one of their new privileges, the right to vote.
Well, we're enjoying living here in Montana.
Love brought me here and love kept me here, and I have 2 daughters that are born here. And yeah, it's a wonderful place that my family loved, and my dad is in heaven, but he would be so proud today.
For some, the process was shorter.
I have lived here since 2006, but I applied for citizenship in January of this year, and then I had my interview in March, and today in July, I'm a citizen.
And for others, it took much more patience.
I've been behind this process for 5 years. It is intimidating, but you can find everything and all the steps to follow on the website. So,
no matter what brought them here, for all 35 new members of the United States, a new beginning.
Feel a privilege and a responsibility to contribute to this country.
Freeze and hold.
In Billings, Jenny Fick, MTN News.
About 300 people across Montana take the oath of citizenship each year, and it takes most applicants more than 6 years to complete the process.
Well, it is supposed to be at least 95 degrees in half the country this week. Chris Welch shows us how some people are making sure they keep cool during this heat wave.
Gonna be hot today. Keep up on the water.
There's a good chance if you work outside, like these construction crews in Denver,
Drink lots of water today, bud.
You'll be seeing the effects of a heat wave that's taken hold of much of the nation, from the plains to the East Coast. More than 150 million people in nearly 30 states under a heat watch, warning, or advisory Thursday. And more than half the population of the U.S. will see temps above 95 degrees. Roads in Oklahoma already buckling, and with the hot weather expected to linger through the weekend, residents like this woman in Chicago planning for it as best they can.
He has his fan and lots of water and lots of sunscreen.
The number one thing to keep in mind on a day like today, hydrate. If you're not sure whether or not you're drinking enough water, better to drink too much rather than too little. And if you do have to be outside, find a place in the shade.
We talk about heat exhaustion.
Site Superintendent Cy Butte says they prep for days like this, teaching foremen how to watch out for signs that someone's body may be overheating.
Symptoms include weakness or feeling faint.
Other signs include dizziness, rapid pulse, nausea, and headache. If the symptoms are present,
Make sure to call 911 right away and get them out of the sun into either the shade or ideally air conditioning.
I'm Chris Welch reporting.
And here at home, Bob, we are missing this round of the heat wave, but it's shaping up to be a great weekend for Big Sky State games.
That's right. You know, historically, the Big Sky State games has always been like on the hottest weekend of the year, but not this year, and I'm proud to say so. Let me show you. We're going to give you our three-day weekend forecast, Big Sky State games, and here you go. You see the big banners in the background there. Here's what we're going to see starting tomorrow. It is going to be 80 degrees with mostly sunny skies, dry conditions. On Saturday, we may roll it back to 79 degrees. What's that going to feel like, huh? Competing in Big Sky State games and only be about 79 degrees. That's going to just be fun. Then on Sunday, we get back up to about 86 degrees, mostly sunny skies, a little bit warmer. And then after that, we'll actually wind up into the 90s as we head at the beginning part of next week. We'll have more about that coming your way in a few more minutes. Now let's go back to Russ and Janelle.
All right, thanks, Bob.
Well, coming up on tonight's 10 o'clock news, born at just under 24 weeks, a miraculous Montanan finally going home after more than 100 days in the NICU.
Tiny homes are making a big impact in the Flathead. We'll check them out.
And in sports, Scott shows us which Billings golfer leads your women's state am on opening day.
You're watching MTN News with Janelle Slade and Russ Riesinger. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Breen. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.